We are live. I am here right on time, ready to go, ready to share all the good stuff with you guys today. I'm super excited to share this with you. I should be live on Facebook as well as YouTube. And just so that I know that you can see me and you can hear me okay, please say hello when you pop in. And let me know where you are right now in the world. I am in Atlanta, and it's a little bit muggy today. It's definitely warm, still warm, a little muggy, but it feels good. I love the summer, so I'll take warm, hot. I don't really care. So if you can hear me okay, if you can hear my voice, say hello, so I can see who is here and who is joining us. I'm going to put my video on. There I am. Bam. So today I did something a little bit different, and let me go ahead and put the comments on. Hey, Duttrell. I did something a little bit different today. I'm trying out this like big volume look. So I finished my hair a little bit earlier, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to flat iron it. I think I'm just going to leave it just like this. So this is exactly what I decided to do today. I kind of like it. I think I would like it better if it were a little bit bigger, but that's what we're going with today. Hi, Davina. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I'm super excited to bring this to you all. I will be recording in just a little bit. And I just got the notification. Looks like the text message just went out. So we should have a couple more people joining us. Say hello when you join. Let me know where you are in the world. So are you in the U.S. with me? Are you in another country? What if you're in the U.S., what state are you in? What's the weather like where you are? I want to make sure I give everyone an opportunity to hop in. And with that said, hi Candy, hey Marshall. I'm gonna just really quickly make sure that everyone via email has an opportunity to come in. So let me just send this email out really quickly. Let's see. Let's just put a little like, hey, I'm live now, how to reach six figures. So I'm really excited to share this with you guys. This was like the big question for me, which was, how do I get to six figures? How do I get to six figures? How do I get to six figures? And so I'm actually going to share that with you today, share the answer. Yes, there will be a replay on this one. Oh, cool. Marshall, you're in Georgia. I am as well. Texas, warm in Texas. Hey, Rhonda. Rhonda, you're in ATL with me. Hi, Nahid. Welcome. We definitely need to do a meetup. I know that there are several of you guys that are in Atlanta. And so I was talking to Jason Butler from the Butler Journal. He's here in Atlanta also. I know Holly is here in Atlanta. Some of you might not know these people, but Rhonda, I'm sure, is familiar with kind of in our personal finance circle. There's several people that are here in Atlanta. And I definitely want to do a meetup, but I'm really boring right now as far as my schedule and what I'm eating, simply because I am prepping for a bikini competition, and I have a very set schedule of when I'm eating and also what I get to eat. And so I'm really just kind of boring right now. So after that is done, then I'll be ready to meet up. Cool. Oh, awesome. Thanks for joining from Iran. And you, Marshall's in Atlanta. I mean, you're from Atlanta and you're living in Savannah. Savannah is one of my favorite places. I will say, we used to do every year for like 3 or 4 years in a row, we would do a farewell to summer, and we would drive down to Tybee Island, and it was a little chilly, and we would just go hang out on the beach on the last day of summer, which was like September or something like that. But I love Savannah. Also, my stylist, she's really big on going to Savannah. She loves going to Savannah. So, all right, cool. So I want to go ahead and get started. The email went out. The text went out. Hey, Brandon. Thanks for joining from Raleigh, North Carolina. So it looks like we're ready to get started. We've had the conversation about my hair. We've already talked about how I'm a little bit deprived because I'm not eating as much as I can be. So we've already talked about that. We talked about where you guys are from. We talked about where I'm from. We talked about the weather. Like, now it's time to get into the topic. Let's get into how you can start making six figures a year at a minimum, because really six figures is the minimum. So I really want to share that with you guys today. And as you're coming in, feel free to continue sharing your comments. They'll pop up here, and even if I miss them, I do have them all listed over here, so I can always go back to them if you happen to ask a question or there's something that you'd like to cover. If this is your very first time joining me, my name is LaTisha Styles. I am a marketing consultant. I help coaches create and fill their coaching programs with high quality clients. I'm really good at helping my clients to identify the subconscious blocks that are holding them back from reaching their full potential and reaching that big success that you have in mind. Hey, Asia. And I'm really excited to bring this topic to you, simply because I started at, like Drake says, started from the bottom, but like I really did. I started from not really knowing how to even pay my bills. So I wasn't planning on sharing this, but it's come up. So let me go ahead and share it. And maybe some of you can relate, having been there, which is several years ago, I was really trying to find my thing. I was working retail. I had already graduated from college, but I couldn't really figure out what hole did I fit in, right? They say fitting a square peg into a round hole. And that was me. I was trying to find my place in the world, but I just couldn't figure it out. Didn't know at the time that I was an entrepreneur, and that's why I didn't fit anywhere. But at the time, I was really trying to figure things out. And because I couldn't get settled and stable, I wasn't working a full-time income with salary, but I was like, I know I can make money. I know I can earn. I know that I can figure this thing out. So long story short, I continued on in life and kind of fell into entrepreneurship after I started a blog, a personal finance blog. Hi, Monica. So I started a personal finance blog, and that's what I was talking about a little bit earlier with some friends that I have in the personal finance world. And that blog, I was like, oh, okay, good. This can be my business. This can be sort of my full-time thing. It didn't quite work out the way that I wanted it to, because that wasn't my message. And I'm going to talk about that a lot more today when we get into the 8 steps. But I ended up falling into teaching, which was what I was designed to do, is bring a message forward and teach. And I started teaching in the area of marketing, content creation, because that was the experience that I had with, creating my own blog. And from there, I continued helping clients and realized that even though I was providing the tools and the strategy and here's how to do it, a lot of times they still weren't quite getting that thing that made everything click and made everything work. And that's when I realized that I needed to do some more coaching and more helping them along the way to identify what are these subconscious blocks that are in the way and holding you back. And so that's essentially my journey and why I do what I do now and why I'm here. So I do talk about money. I talk about earning 6 figures. I talk about earning multiple 5 figures a month, having 5-figure launches. I create 6 and 7 figure earners. I have worked with clients who have gone on to generate millions in their business, who have gone on to generate multiple 6 figures. One client, she's like, I'm so excited because I'm on track to generate $1 million in 10 months. Other clients got there a lot faster. So I know how to help clients get success, but sometimes there's a block that's just in the way and beliefs that just need to be shifted. Hey, Brandy. Wow, you're up early. Thanks for joining from California. And so that's essentially where I am right now. So I do work with coaches. I help coaches create and fill their coaching programs. We do, help them with marketing and all of that. But underlying all of that is what actually causes the real change. And that's what I want to share with you guys today. So let me bring up the little picture again, just in case you're just now joining us. Today, I'm going to be sharing the 8 steps to 8K per month. And I do have a mini series. If you've downloaded it before, you might be like, well, is this the same thing? It's not. I have never shared this before. I am revamping, updating, and sharing based on what I know now to be true, which does not negate what I've said in the past. It enhances and it builds on top of that. Okay. So the first thing I want to do for those of you who are here live, I just want to check really quick what the delay is. So as soon as you hear me say go, do me a favor and type in a 1. Okay. Go. Do me a favor, type in a 1 so that I can see what that delay is. Hi, LaQuetta. Thanks for joining from Atlanta. Hey, Colette. Welcome. Thanks for joining from Central Cali. Okay, good. Perfect. All right. So we got about a 22-second delay. Okay, perfect. And what's really cool is that as you guys type it up, the second that it came up comes up here. And so I can say, okay, great. That's our exact delay. All right, good. So glad to see those ones rolling up. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I am super excited to share this with you guys. All right. 8 steps to 8K per month. How did this training come about? What made me decide to go 8K versus 5K versus 3K? Because when I first started my coaching business, my first goal was like, I want to hit $5,000 a month. And if that's your goal, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's a very exciting goal. Once I hit $5,000, I hit $8,000 like the very next month. And what I realized was that reaching $5,000 and reaching $8,000 is not that much different. And when you reach $8,333 in a month, that's $100,000 in a year. So if you just take $8,333 and multiply it by 12, you'll reach $100,000 in a year. And that's when I was like, oh, if I just hit 8K every single month, then I'll be at my 6 figures. Now, that very first time I reached 8K in a month, I was super excited, but I didn't quite yet have that consistency that I needed in order to maintain that 8K every single month. So I would like pop up and then maybe drop down and then kind of pop up again and then drop down. And so that very first year, I generated $65,000 in my coaching business. Most of that came towards the end of the year, but I was still like trying to figure out like, okay, what is it for me that is actually working? And so that's why I want to share it with you today, because there are certain things that did work for me, certain things that didn't work for me. I'm going to be sharing my experience. If you have questions as we go along, feel free to ask them, because I know that they're going to help people who maybe are watching the replay later. So feel free to drop your questions in. So the very first thing that I did in order to reach 8K and then reach it consistently was to decide that that's what I wanted, to choose to have that mindset of success, to say, I'm going to do it no matter what. And before that, when I had my personal finance blog, I wanted to be successful, but I never defined what successful was for me. So because I was like, I want to take my blog full time, it's not really a surprise that me going full time with the blog didn't quite work out, because I never decided and I never defined what that was. So I want to take you guys through an exercise really quickly to help you to decide and choose your number. And once we do this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to type that number in. Okay, so get ready to do that right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the 2020 goal breakdown spreadsheet, and I will show you also how to get a copy of this. So don't worry, I'm going to make sure that you have access to this. Okay. So this is the 2020 goal breakdown spreadsheet. If you're watching this and it's 2021, who cares? Okay, you'll still be able to use it. It's not really specific to the year, but I did go ahead and create it this year in 2020. I've updated it for 2020. So what this looks like is this gives you a breakdown on how to back into your goal. And like I said, I have a full training just teaching you going through this spreadsheet, and I'm going to share with you how to get that training in just a second. So just bear with me. I'm going to kind of gloss over it right now because I like to make these Saturday trainings about an hour, because then I need to go eat and work out. So I'm not going to be able to get super deep into it, but I promise I will share with you how to there's a free training that I did where you can get this and go deeper. Okay. So I want you to right now to think of what is that number for you. And that's the very first thing that we do. So remember where I said, okay, if you can hit 8K a month, that's 6 figures. That would be the first thing that you do. Is like, okay, let's choose our number. Then from there, all you have to do is type in how much your coaching package is. So whatever the investment is for your coaching package, a lot of times when clients come to me, they're typically starting around here, like $1,500 for a coaching package or $2,500 for a coaching package. And that's absolutely fine. But basically what this does is it tells you exactly how many clients you need. So if you want to reach $100,000 in a year and your coaching package is $1,500, you're going to need 67 clients. And the cool thing with this is that it makes it more tangible, because now you have defined what you need to reach your goal. Okay. So I would love for you guys to give me a quick example of, and I just put this over my face, so let me just take myself out. I would love for you guys to give me your high ticket coaching package price so that I can put it in here and kind of give you an idea of how many clients that is. So this is over a 12-month period. So what is your coaching package? If it's $30,000, right? If you have a coaching package that's $30,000 for the year, well, then that's essentially 3 clients, and I have it rounding up. But I'm gonna go ahead and just type the numbers based on what you guys say. All right, so Gianna said 3,500. So for you, that's 29 clients, okay? Holly said 2,500. That's 40 clients for you, okay? Adina says 5,500. That's 18 clients. Okay. We've got another $4,000 package. That's 25 clients. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Adina. You said 5,500 a month. So that's 5,500 times 12. So that coaching package is 66,000. So that's 2 clients. Or 1.5, but don't chop anyone in half, okay? So that gives you an idea of how many clients you actually need. All right. Now, as I mentioned, I have an entire training that also takes you through this like back end side of it, because there's more details that go into that. And I want you to be able to get access to that as well. But that's how we start. Okay. That's step 1 to reaching your goal, is to set the goal and to be clear on what is required to reach that goal. So define it. So if you know, Asia says $997. So if you know you've got $1,000 course, that's 100 clients in that course to reach your 6 figures. Okay. I do recommend that you put your high ticket coaching offer in here. So let's say it's your 5,500, so that you can see, okay, how many of those higher ticket clients do you need? Okay. Now, if you'd like to get a copy of this spreadsheet and get the training where I show you exactly how to go through it and I explain the rest of this, then you're going to go over to LaTishaStyles.com/free-trainings. Okay. So I'm just going to drop that in the chat really quick. So just grab that link, save it, put it in your pocket, because we can come back around to it later. Okay. So that is step 1. Okay. Step 1 is have that mindset of success to define your goal and decide that that is what you're going to reach, and you're going to reach that no matter what. All right. Step 2 Step 2 is to do. And so a lot of times what people do is they don't actually take the action after the decision. They try to take the action before. So if you try taking the action before you have actually decided and defined that this is what you're going to do, you're probably going to end up taking steps sideways, or like 2 steps forward and then 3 steps back. The decision comes first, and then the action is shown to you what you need to do. This training I'm doing right now is not inside of You've Got Clients. Okay. But that spreadsheet, if you go to the free trainings tab, and I got to tell you guys which one. There's a couple of links on there, so I got to show you which one to click. So give me a second. Let me move myself and then move that and this. Okay. If you actually, I can keep that up. When you go to the free trainings, you're going to go to this how to get coaching clients consistently right here at the bottom. Okay. And also when you come here, you'll be able to get the full 8 steps to 8K. That is a free training currently, so you can get that while you're there as well. Okay, so just keep this link, the free trainings link, and just like I said, just kind of keep it in your back pocket so you can come back around to it, so that you can stay here engaged and be able to get everything that I'm delivering live, so you can ask your questions. Okay, so step 2 is get results, which I also call do, right? So take the action. And what that means is start working with clients. Like, work with your free client if you need to work with a free client. If you're, kind of scared and you haven't worked with anyone yet, but like work with a free client or work with your paid client and capture those results. So make sure you get your testimonials, get your success calls or whatever it is. So right here on YouTube, I have a playlist that's full of clients that I've worked with and success calls that we've done, where I basically just ask them, what was your experience? What have you achieved? And remember that the thing that they've achieved is not always going to be something tangible, and that's okay. When you talk to clients, a lot of times clients are like, well, I'm excited because I feel confident and I feel better about what I'm doing, and I'm more clear and I have clarity. And those are intangible things that are also very valuable. So I know that sometimes, let me put the comments back on. I feel like you guys are here. Sometimes when I talk to clients, they're like, well, I've worked with clients before, but I don't know if they got a result. Well, you have to talk to them. You have to ask them, what do they feel like they got out of it? And that's really step 2, is to just do. Like, you need to start working with clients if you haven't already. And if you have started working with clients, you need to get those testimonials. Go back, follow up, put a process in place to make sure that you're reminding yourself and reminding them so you can get that feedback. Screenshot. So if you go to my Instagram at LaTisha Styles TV and click one of the highlights, you'll see like screenshots that I have of clients that I've worked with, nice things that they've said, and it really fills me up, and I really love seeing that, because I know that what I am doing is providing value for them. So that's the second step and it's a little bit more of a practical step, like let's just go to work, okay? All right. Step 3 is to dream bigger. So the first 4, I'm very proud of myself. The first 4 steps start with the letter D, and then the second 4 steps start with the letter S. So far we've got decide and define for step 1. Step 2 is do, and step 3 is dream bigger, okay? This goes back to when I first started my coaching business, and I was charging $800 for an 8-week coaching package. And at that time, I thought that was like amazing. I was like, this is great. Like all I need is 10 clients a month. And like now I imagine that now, and I'm like, man, 10 clients a month? Like, I don't want to do that. Not for $800 for 8 weeks. And really, since it was an 8-week program, that means that at some point I would have been managing 20 private one-on-one clients. And with a minimum of 1 hour each person, that's 20 hours just working with clients. Like, that doesn't include what's required to actually go get clients, like your marketing efforts. And it also doesn't include you just having a great quality of life because you have a business, right? So I decided to dream bigger. I wanted better for myself. And at that point, I was like, all right, it's time to create a coaching package. So before that, when I was charging $800, my pitch was more so centered around, you're going to get calls every other week, and I'm just going to help you through the process of figuring out how to market your business and yourself. And when I decided to dream bigger, I was like, okay, what sort of package can I put in place that really speaks to my ideal client? And I teach this inside of Package and Profit. So if you haven't had a chance, a lot of people have purchased that already, but if you haven't had a chance to purchase that, just check the description box. I will make sure to leave a link in there. And creating a package around your offer and putting a high ticket price point on it is what's going to allow you to dream bigger. You're going to attract clients who themselves dream bigger. And it's really going to help you to reach your financial goals a lot faster. So, hey Shay, when I decided, right, step one, when I decided that I was going to make my business successful no matter what, then I was led to investing and working with a coach. And I asked her about my prices, and I told her I was charging $800 for 8-week package. And she was like, oh no, you need to double that. And I was like, oh, okay. And so instead of going to $1,600, I was like, well, why not just round it up to $2,000? So I rounded it up, and I did a YouTube video where I told this full story. I rounded it up to $2,000, and the very next client that I pitched the $2,000 offer, I closed. And ever since then, I've been working with clients who are themselves dreaming bigger and wanting to invest more in themselves. So your package, and I talk about this more inside of Package and Profit, but your package and your high ticket offer is not just so you can make more money. It's so your clients can step up and play at a bigger level. So you dreaming bigger for yourself allows them to dream bigger for themselves. It's an energetic thing. And that's what's important to understand. It's not just you saying, okay, well, I'm going to charge more because I want to earn more. It's not about that. It's about, like, yeah, let's be honest. That's what you want to do. You want to, reach your goal. But it's also about when you decide to dream bigger for yourself, you'll start attracting clients who want more for themselves. They'll dream bigger and they'll get better results. And it was interesting to me that after I worked with that client at 2K, they got amazing results. And then I more than doubled again, my rates after that. And the next couple clients got amazing results. And then I more than doubled my rates again after that. And clients just continue to get results. And I truly believe that's why I've been able to create 6- and 7-figure earners, because as I continue to up level and dream bigger for myself, I've been able to attract the type of clients who are willing to play at a bigger level. Okay. And that's how we're going to get into step 4. So you can start attracting clients, and that is to develop your message. Okay. So far we've gone over step 1. I'm doing great. I'm about 30 minutes in and we're already on step 4. Step 1, which is decide and define. So decide that you're going to be successful no matter what. Have that mindset of success, and then define what success is for you. Step 2 is to actually do. So go get results, work with your client, get your testimonials. Step 3 is to dream bigger, and do that by packaging your services so that you actually have a high ticket coaching program. Okay. There's nothing wrong with having price points at every level of the way, but it's important that you do have a way for clients to step up and to believe in themselves and dream bigger with you. All right. So now we're on step 4. And I'm going to get some water. And step 4 is to develop your message. Develop your message. The reason that most coaches stay stuck, one of the reasons that most coaches stay stuck is because they haven't completely developed their message and define their message. And I just minimized the chat, so let me bring that back up. They haven't developed and really gotten clear on their message. So many coaches fall into the trap, and business owners, a lot of business owners in general, new business owners fall into the trap of being like everyone else because they find someone who's inspired them and they essentially want to follow and do what that person does. But in order to attract the clients who are right for you, you have to be willing to develop your own message and be that leader and be the lighthouse, right? So I was actually speaking with a client the other day, and she was like, well, I don't know if I can, do any messaging right now or go live or work on my business or anything like that because I'm just not really in a good space because of everything that's been going on lately. And she had a lot of frustrations coming up, which is natural, right? There's a lot of stuff that's been going on lately. And my response to her was like, I completely understand that. We actually worked something out with her coaching package where we extended it just a little bit so she could, take some time to process. But my response to her was, I just want to give you something to think about and consider, which is as a leader, as that coach that is attracting clients, right now you might be somebody's lighthouse and somebody else might be going through the exact same thing. And they're looking for, who can I lean on? Who can I pay attention to? Who's going to help me move through this? And, when you don't have when you are not getting your message out there on a consistent basis, you're essentially dimming your light. There are boats in the water that are looking for you as the lighthouse, and they can't find you because you haven't developed your message and you haven't started getting your message out there. And I did an Instagram post on this the other day also, where I said, I get it. You might be more committed to your mess than your message right now. Like, I get it. It's, where you're not quite perfect. And none of us are. But if you don't start putting your message out there, then you're never going to have the opportunity to really start walking in your purpose. And honestly, like, the moment you start putting your message out there, whether it's perfected or not, that's the moment that you start walking in your purpose. And when you do that, that's when you start attracting the clients who are right for you. I've always been one to just turn around and teach from where I am. So for me, my message is you can do it, right? You can achieve what you want. You can create your very own version of a lavish life. And if I would have waited until I had, a successful business to deliver that message, then I would not be where I am right now. Like, I was delivering the message of, I know you can do it, when I was, only making just a couple of $1,000s over a couple of months, right? When I was only charging $800 for a coaching package, when I was only bringing in, $3,000 to $5,000 in a month, I still was delivering my message, which is you can do it. You can create your very own version of a lavish life. You have everything you need inside of you. And so I want to encourage you to go out and get your message out there. Like, you have to develop your message, and the way that you develop your message is often by speaking it out, creating content, and it evolves with you. Okay. Hey, Brandy. Oh, she said, I love your content. Delivery is genuine, natural. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited about our mini coaching session as well. It's coming up next week, I believe. All right. So that is step 4. Now, I'm going to take a break while I provide you a message from our sponsors. So if you need help with any of these first 4 steps, I want to encourage you to check out Create and Fill Your Coaching Program. Create and Fill Your Coaching Program is a 6-module course, and it's perfect for the beginner coach, and it will take you through all of this. It'll take you through developing your message. It'll help you dream bigger. It'll help you define and bring in that energy of the fully booked coach. and also help you with getting those results so you can start getting those testimonials, all of that. Okay. All you have to do, if you'd like more details on that, is go to here. I thought I had the page up, but I guess I didn't. Oh, it's because I'm on the wrong URL. There we go. All you have to do is go to LaTishaStyles.com. Okay. If you go to LaTishaStyles.com, you'll see me here playing on the beach. Just scroll down and click on Create and Fill Your Coaching Program, and you'll be able to see more details on that. Alrighty, back to our regularly scheduled program. Okay. Hey, Nancy. Nancy says, I agree. I've started to podcast and it's given me an opportunity to learn my voice and my message. Absolutely. Developing your message is huge. All right. So now we're going to move into the next 4 steps to help you reach 8K per month or whatever your goal is. Maybe it's 10K a month. Maybe it's 20K a month. The next 4 steps. Okay. Step 5, and these all start with S. Step 5 is to set up systems. So once you have a clarity on your ideal client, you know what your message is, you know what your goal is, you've worked with a couple clients. Now it's time to let's get serious about your business and let's set up systems. And setting up systems for me means working smart versus working hard. I'll give you guys a little bit of insight into my day. I work about 3 hours a day. I always feel a little bit embarrassed to say that. But in general, I work around 3 to 4 hours in a day. I'm working out 3 hours a day right now, so I can't work 8 hours in a day. And then I have to spend time to eat, and then I also have to sleep. But I generally work about 3 hours a day. I take Thursdays and Fridays as my off days. I do coaching on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and Monday is sort of like a kind of a catch-all day to do stuff in my business versus work on coaching clients and help them in their businesses. So Monday is like when I work on internal operations and work on funnels and what's coming up next and big picture stuff, all of that for my business. And then Tuesday and Wednesday are the days I work with coaching clients, and I only host calls for a couple of hours on those days. And then on Thursday, that's essentially self-care day off. So that's when I'll go to get my eyelashes done, like I just got done. I got that done the other day, or get nails done, or just chill and relax or whatever. Friday is also technically an off day for me. And then Sunday, I work for a couple of hours, as I'm doing right now, doing my trainings and recording my YouTube videos. So usually that's around 2 to 3 hours, maybe 3 or 4 hours sometimes on Saturday. And then Sunday is pretty much rest day as well. So the reason that I'm able to have this schedule is because I have systems set up. I decided a very long time ago, years ago, when I first started my coaching business, that I did not want to be the one chasing down clients. I did not want to be on calls all day. I couldn't stand doing, quote unquote sales calls. I just didn't see myself continuing if that's what I had to do. And there's something that you're doing right now in your business that you already know, if you have to keep doing that, you're just not going to keep going. And so, especially me being an introvert, all of that stuff was draining my introvert energy. So at that point, I was like, okay, we've got to set up systems. What am I doing right now that works? And how can I continue doing that in a systemized, and I was trying to say systemized and systematic, in a systemized way. So I realized that I needed to create a process where I was consistently funneling leads into the business, create a process where people were getting to know me on their own without me having to get on a phone call with them, create a process where the decision to work with me became easy. And then all I really had to do was, do the slam dunk after I got a layup from my system. And that was a huge, huge, huge mindset shift for me, because if I hadn't set up those systems and I had continued doing what I was doing, I would have kept live streaming every day, which is what I was doing. I did like a 31-day live stream series at one point. I would have continued doing summits. I hosted a summit 2 years in a row because I was like, this is the thing that's going to work, and it didn't. I would have continued posting in Facebook groups. I would have continued, like, all the things that I was doing that was requiring a lot of time, energy, and effort. If I did not put my systems in place, I would have continued doing that. So if you truly want to reach your goal, your 8K a month, your 10K, 20K, whatever that goal is for you, you have to set up systems, right? You have to put systems in place in your business. That's step 5. I don't know that there's really much more to say about that other than like there's got to be some system. Now, I guess I can explain what a system might look like for you and for your business by just explaining what mine looks like. Maybe that will help. Basically, someone meets me through a Facebook ad, YouTube suggested video. Pretty soon it'll be through like podcast interviews and things like that, where they're like, I never knew this person and now I know her. That's step 1. And then I build that, know, like, and trust factor through my content. So typically the next step for them is going through some sort of free training, free content, free thing or whatever, where it's like, hey, let me see what she's got to say. And then the next step for them is usually making a purchase at a lower ticket level, which is, hey, let me just try out what her paid programs are like. And that's really where I wow most people, because they're like, wow, I didn't spend a lot for this, and look at everything that I got. And it's more than just the content. It's like what's inside of the content. And then from there, they generally reach out via Messenger, or they might get on my calendar and hop on one of those mini coaching sessions. And then from there, if it's a fit, we may end up working together one-on-one. My one-on-one coaching is limited to just a handful of clients. So if that's not open, then we might discuss options for group coaching. So that's my system. Like, my systems are pretty straightforward. I know that I just need to sit down in that chair and record YouTube videos, and obviously there's some other things that happen behind the scenes, but that's essentially my process and my system. So figure out what it is for you. It might be podcasting as your get to know you place. Blogging might be your get to know you step, but figure out what that step is for you. Okay. Step 6 is to book clients, sell and serve. Sorry, I got to start with the S word, sell and serve. Okay. So these last 4 steps all start with the letter S. Step 6 is to sell and serve. And I put those two together because a lot of times people get scared about sales because they think, oh, I'm asking somebody for something. I'm being salesy. I'm forcing them into something. But the truth is that when you know how to sell, it's synonymous with serve. You know how to serve. I know that when I make an offer to someone, it's because I'm 100% clear that this is what they need to like get past whatever's in their way and help them on to their next step. Okay. So my making an offer is service. And if I say, hey, I know this is exactly what you need, this is what's going to help you. And if I choose not to tell them about that, then I'm not serving them. I'm not serving them at the highest level. So you have to be comfortable, and maybe it's going to require you to get a little bit uncomfortable first, but you have to be comfortable learning how to sell and serve. Same thing, sell and serve. They're two sides of the same coin. I think I got that right. So sell and serve. And if you don't know how to do that, or you're having issues with that, where maybe your phone calls that you do book are, ending in, oh, that's too much, or when can I get back to you, or any other of those waffle type statements, then you got to move into step 7, which is skill up. Okay. Skill up. Stop wasting time on what doesn't work. Stop beating your head against the wall. Stop. Like, it doesn't have to be a struggle. Stop making it be so hard. Let me stop and answer a couple questions. Brandy says, what helped you gain confidence in front of the camera? Being in front of the camera. And on top of that, also channeling my like inner Beyonce. So choose for yourself, like, who is that person that you admire that just exudes confidence, that really is like, you know, you're just like, wow, like you're kind of in awe by how they do it. And just like be them while you're in front of the camera, like not like talk like them, but like in your mind, you're like, you know, I'm Beyonce right now. Nobody can tell me anything. Or maybe Megan Thee Stallion, right? She's got like, you know, super, super high confidence. So that's how I started. And then the other thing that I did, and I have an entire video on how to get confident on camera. The other thing that I did was I pretended that I was speaking to my sister. And when I looked in the camera, I would pretend that I was talking to her. And that helped me because she's my best friend. I am very calm, confident, and like I always make jokes around her. Like, so that made it easy for me. And then after a while, it just ended up where it was like that was just my way of being in the camera, in front of the camera. Like, I love the camera. The camera loves me. Okay, sorry. Let me go. I know there was another question before the ones that are on the screen. So let me see if I can get back to those. Okay, perfect. You are very welcome. Glad the systems example helped you. How do I manage payment plans? Do I have problems with cancellation? This is a great question. Payment plans have their benefits and their drawbacks. So typically, and this is going to be different for everyone. It depends on who your ideal clients are, what your offer is, how you have it structured, all of that. With payment plans, in general, you are going to have some plans that don't complete. That is just a matter of fact of business. It actually has a definition. It's called churn rate. Okay. I talk about this. If you go to that free training page and you go get the how to get coaching clients consistently training, I talk about that in the, I don't remember which one it was, the third or fourth training. That free training, by the way, let me share this one more again. That free training is this one, how to get coaching clients consistently. If you're just joining us, you just want to go to LaTishaStyles.com/free trainings. And if you just go to LaTishaStyles.com and you don't remember anything else, just go to the menu and click free trainings. It'll take you there. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just pop that in the chat again. Just save that link for yourself because there's a couple of free trainings that you can get when you go there. But the how to get coaching clients consistently, that's the one where I take you through this goal breakdown spreadsheet. And then I actually also go through and walk you through the whole payment plan thought process and all of that. So with payment plans, like I said, there's a definition for the numbers that don't complete. It's called churn rate. There's a method that you will use in order to minimize that churn rate. There's a whole process to it. So watch that training. It'll take you through all of that. For the most part, I have a really good, or how do I say it, a really low churn rate. I typically work with clients who are very adamant about completing their payment plans. Even if they run into, some sort of issue, they're like, hey, I'm committed. I am going to make this payment or whatnot. So I have great clients. At my higher ticket level, I don't have a churn rate. The investment for my high ticket programs, even though it's in the thousands of dollars, I've never had a client to not pay. Usually it's the lower ticket programs that are the issue. But generally what I do for those is either no payment plan or I do like a hands off. So it's a course. And so the idea is that it's a course. I don't have to show up energetically. So I hope you complete your payments. But, if you don't, at least I didn't have to do any live coaching. So that's kind of what I think about there. Okay. Cool. Glad you signed up for Thinkific. Thinkific's awesome. I just did a training on how to set up a Thinkific sales page, and I actually show you what to put on the sales page. So that's on YouTube. All right, let me make sure I stay on track. I feed off of live engagement, so I struggle with recording webinars. So do it live. There's no rules, nothing saying that you have to record the webinar by yourself. Just do the webinar live. Okay, so we were on step 7, which is skill up. Okay, skill up. If you really want to reach your goal, you might be missing some skills, and that's okay. So just skill up. Find out what you need to know. If you don't know how to set up systems, invest in a program that allows you to set up systems. If you don't have, the skills to book clients, invest in a program that will teach you how to make sales so you can serve and book clients. And I do want to make the small distinction because I feel like a lot of people miss this, but when it comes to like paying for something for your business, it's not a cost, it's an investment, because with a business, the whole purpose of your business is to generate a return, right? You can't even call it a business from an IRS standpoint if your goal is not to generate a profit. If you're like, well, I just have this business for the tax write-offs, then technically it's not a business. And you also have to be specific about the fact that you realize that your business income is at risk. It's at risk. And that's what, and I'm not a tax professional, so excuse me if I'm, really bungling this up. But the idea is that when you're in business, your goal is to make a profit. And so when you pay for something, it's not because you like, it's not like a shirt that you're buying that like that money is gone and you're just like wearing the shirt. It's an investment. So a lot of times what new business owners run into is that they don't have that click where they kind of make that shift. And so when they look at the price of something, they're like, oh man, I'm never going to see that money again. It's leaving my bank account and it's gone. And there is some truth to that, but here's where it's true. It's true because that money was money that you spent at the old version of yourself, and that money is gone along with that old version of yourself. And now when your investment returns and you start bringing in new income, it's going to be at the new version of yourself. And so yes, that money is gone, but so is the old version of yourself. And now you're in a new place and you've leveled up. And before I get to step 8, so I hope this is making sense. Before I get to step 8, I would like to take a moment to thank our sponsors. So if you are like, okay, I got the first 4 steps down and I need systems now and I need help booking sales and I need to generate clients consistently, then I want to invite you to join us inside of You've Got Clients. Okay, so You've Got Clients is a group coaching program. Let me make sure we're on the right thing. 2020 goal breakdown. Okay. You've Got Clients is a group coaching program. When you join the program, you get access to all of the modules at once where I share with you my client gaining system. I show you exactly how it works, how you can set it up. And this is the program that has generated massive results for clients where they're having 5-figure launches, booking, $95,000 in 12 months, $15,000 in the span of 1 month, and doing all sorts of great stuff. If you come to this page and you click on You've Got Clients, so if you just go to LaTishaStyles.com, scroll down, click on You've Got Clients, and just like binge watch the client results page. So I'll just take you there really quickly. If you just go to You've Got Clients and then click on the clients results page, you'll be able to scroll down and just like watch the client success calls. It's just amazing for me because like a lot of these, I don't know what their results were before we get on the call. So like, for example, when I got on the call with, where is she? One of my clients, Tila, where she made $18,000 in 2 weeks. Like you actually get to see my reaction where I was like, she told me her numbers and I was like, oh my God, I almost like fell out. So anyway, come to the page, binge on the client results, get excited, dream bigger. And if it feels like a good fit for you, then definitely come in and join us. I know we have a couple of clients on right now that are inside of You've Got Clients. Okay. Now we're on to step 8, which is to step up. So I said this a little bit before I, jumped into talking about You've Got Clients, but this is really huge. This is a really huge piece. So let me just run through each step and then I'll close it out with step 8. And I'm really proud of myself because I did this in an hour. So 8 steps to 8K per month, or 10K or 20K or whatever your goal is. I personally have a much larger goal right now. And I'm doing step 8, which I'm about to share with you. So step 1 was to decide on what you want and define what that is, so you have that mindset of success. Step 2, do. So actually get results with clients, take action, work with clients, whether it's free, paid, whatever it is. Like if you are a coach, you coach, so go coach. Step 3, dream bigger. Package your services. Don't be afraid to charge that high ticket price because it's going to allow your clients to step up and dream bigger for themselves. Step 4, develop your message. Make sure that you're clear on who you are, why people should work with you, what makes you unique, and that's what's going to allow you to attract the right clients for you. Step 5, set up systems and work smart, not hard. Step 6, sell and serve. So make sure you know how to book clients, because you could set up all your systems and you could create your packages, and if you get somebody on the phone and you have no idea how to actually serve them and sell, then it's like there's no point, right? Step 7 is skill up. So if there's a skill that you don't have and you don't know, if you don't have knowledge, don't be afraid to go get it and be willing to invest, okay? And that's where we come to step 8, which is step up. Step 8 is to step up, become your future self now. So this is something that I am doing at this very moment. So I have a huge goal. It's right here on my whiteboard. It's in my face every single day. I'm also writing out and tracking my net worth every single day. And I have big goals, right? I've decided what my goals are and I've defined what they look like. And the only way that I've discovered that I will get to my goal is to become my future self right now. So let me explain what that looks like. When I was, this was last year, October 2019, I was working with a coach, and I was in one of her programs, and she made the statement which really resonated with me. And she said, whatever your goal is, like once you get there, what is your life like? What are you doing? What are you like? How do you feel? What is it? Can you see it? And it was really hard for me to see it because the only thing I could see at that point was where I was. And I was like, I'm okay with where I am, but I want more. And I remember after she said that, I was like, well, let me look at every area of my life. Like, what would I do if I were able to work 3 hours a day, a couple of days a week, and I was earning what I wanted to earn? And I'll let you guys in on a little bit of something because I'm a private company and I don't have to share this, but we've already earned everything that it took me 12 months to earn last year, and done that in the first 6 months of the year. And that's with a global pandemic going on, like all sorts of stuff going on. And so I'm here to tell you, once again, that's my message. I'm here to tell you it's possible, right? If I can do it, you certainly can do it. Because there was a time when I couldn't even get my brakes fixed, and I was scared driving down the street that my car was gonna like go run away, and I was gonna like die right then because I didn't have the money to spend $400 to go get to fix my brakes. So I know it's possible. So at that point, I was like, let me look at my life and like every area. What would I be doing if I were able to work 3 hours a day? And I was like, okay, well, first thing is I would have a team that really supported me. At that time, I was working with my video editor, and I didn't really have an assistant. And I was like, that's the first thing. So I took action from the next level version of me, not the version I was, the version I wanted to be. So I said, okay, well then I'm going to go ahead and hire a real assistant, someone that is going to cost me a little bit more, but they're going to be able to really help me in all areas of my business. I hired a superstar assistant. She's been with me for 5+ months now, and things have been going great. Then the next thing that I did was I was like, okay, well, not just my business, but let me look at my personal life. Like, what would I be doing? And it was at that moment that I was like, well, I've always wanted to do a bikini competition, but I've been so crazy trying to grow this business over the last couple of years that I haven't really focused on that. And it was something that I wanted to do ever since like 2014. And so at that point, I was like, well, if I'm operating from that next level version of me, I have plenty of time to work out. I have plenty of time to, stop to eat or do whatever because my business is going the way I want it to go and I'm earning what I want to earn. And so it was at that moment in October that I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go ahead and start training for a bikini competition because that's what I would do if I were where I wanted to be right now. So that's what I mean by step up and become your future self now. What would you be doing when you have 8K a month, 10K a month, 20K a month? Like, what does your life look like? What are you spending your time on? What type of investments are you making? Where are you going? Like, I remember I said, I want to be in a mastermind and I want to be like able to travel around the world and hang out with my mastermind partners. And in January, I, went to Jamaica. It was right before everything got shut down. In January, I went to Jamaica and did a mastermind with other business owners who, we're all operating around the same level and we all have different skills and talents. And then I also invested in another mastermind that unfortunately got pushed because it was supposed to happen next month. And the person who is hosting it, she's in Australia and she can't come over here right now. But I invested in that. And I'm like, when that happens, it just got pushed out. But when that happens, so I started taking action from the future version of me versus where I was at the time. So that's how you step up. That's how you become that person. You do it before you're there. And I know sometimes it's hard to fathom, but that's the real secret. That if I could sum up this entire thing with just step 8, like if I just gave you that would be the $1 million secret right there. That's exactly what happened for me. And that's what worked for me. When I said I've never shared this before, I have never shared that before. What worked for me was making that decision of, all right, I'm going to do this bikini competition because I've always wanted to do it. As soon as I did that, I went this morning to start looking at my Instagram posts because I'm trying to grab highlights so I can whoever hasn't been with me since I started in October so that they can see the process. And I found a highlight where I was showing the Facebook ad that it has been working for several months. That was like the very first time it started working. And I saw it this morning and I was like, wow, that's crazy that it actually, as soon as I made that declaration to act for my future self, that's when it started working. And it was like October, 13th or something like that. That ad started working, and that ad has done amazing things for my business, where I went from spending $10 a day on that ad and I'm at $200 a day spending and recouping every dollar and then some. But none of that would have happened if I hadn't made that declaration to act as if, act from the future version of me to step up and become my future self now. Okay. What questions do we have? I want to be in a mastermind. Please, how can I find them? Couple of great things that you can do. One, join a group coaching program. When you do that, you're going to connect with other people who are seeking the same answers that you are, and you can you either be in a mastermind in that group coaching program where you might have like weekly calls and things like that, or you can connect with those other members. For example, for You've Got Clients, it is very mastermind style. So we get on a call every single week. And during that call, we don't just talk about the course. Like, we do a lot of mindset coaching, a lot of really helping you move through subconscious blocks, and like the questions and things that I answer and we go over during those calls really go far beyond just what you're learning in the course and the program. Okay. Great training. Which course offers the template spreadsheet that you shared? Looking forward to signing up. So that one you can actually get absolutely free if you just go to LaTishaStyles.com and then click on free training. So the link that I gave you guys, there you go. The link that I gave you guys, if you come here and go to training number 4, this how to get coaching clients consistently. On the very first video, it's a 6-part training, 7. It's a 7-part training. On the very first video, they're all like an hour or something long. I really should be charging for it, but I'm not. I go over backing into the numbers of a full-time coach, and I share with you how to use this goal breakdown sheet and share that with you. Okay, so you can just go to LaTishaStyles.com and then click free trainings. Okay. How much is my course or coaching? If you go to LaTishaStyles.com and click on whichever one that you're interested in, you will see the pricing there. I won't say it on the video because investment levels can and do change. On my birthday, I leveled up and I changed the investment for everything. So things change. So the time is always now. And your best option is always to invest as soon as you see it, so that you have the opportunity not only dream bigger for yourself, but to get the best investment. Amanda says, thanks, Tish. You've Got Clients is an awesome program. Gained a lot of clarity and direction for myself and my business. Good. Yay. Very excited to hear that. All right. Any other questions that we have? I feel like I have released everything I meant to release. I'm still like getting used to having my hair really big like this, so I just keep kind of playing around with it, but I'm ready to go eat and do my second workout session for today. So do me a favor, and if you got value out of this, share it with a friend. So if you're on Facebook, you can just click the share button and it'll share. If you are on YouTube, grab the link and share it. A funny story that I'll tell really quickly is that I had a video that went viral, the video when I talked about how I manifested my husband. And when I dug into the analytics, I realized that people were sharing that video inside of Facebook groups. And that's part of the reason that it started gaining so much traction. So take the YouTube video, share it inside of your favorite group if you'd like, if that's part of what you feel called to do. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. The replay of this will stay on the channel. So whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, you'll be able to see it here. I will leave, once it's done doing its processing thing, I will fill in the description box with all of the links. So if for some reason you missed a link, just go to the description box. Go to the website, explore, check out the programs, go to the free training site, go get your free trainings. There's plenty of great options there. All right. You guys have a wonderful Saturday, and I'll see you next week at 12 p.m. Eastern. Not next week. Next week is 4th of July weekend. So we'll come back around the next weekend. All right. All right. Have a great weekend.